The extremes we put our bodies through to adapt to the latest beauty crazes is just crazy, and it does have long-lasting health effects on our bodies. So here to tell us more about it is health and wellness expert Dr. Liza Egboga. Great to have you here. And this is funny because we were laughing about Melissa's shoes. She doesn't always wear the stilettos and the shoes that fit her, but that's one of the issues that we're dealing with is the stilettos and the shoes we're wearing.
Absolutely, yeah. Her stilettos were pretty bad, but when you are wearing stilettos, not only are you changing the position of your body because of the height of the stilettos, but also you're trying a balancing act on something that you're not meant to stand on. So what that leads to is you have people who suffer from ankle sprains from wearing stilettos, you have knee pain. Some people actually tear a ligament in their knee from wearing high heels because it's tilting you forward and putting so much stress at the front of the knee. Then you get hip problems because you're tilted forward. So these muscles in the front, your hip flexors shorted.
They get tighter, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then that also leads to back pain. So that's one of the main reasons women have back pain from wearing heels, because their pelvis is tilted forward and there's strain on the lower back. And you know what? That travels up all the way up the spine. So you can even have shoulder and neck pain from wearing stilettos.
Is it interesting that sometimes you'll have a client or a patient in and you'll be able to sense things, and then that'll be one of the first questions you'll ask is how much time are you spending on in a high heel?
Yeah, I mean, I already know when someone has been wearing high heels or where they're a frequent high heel wearer. So even if you walk into my office and you're not wearing high heels, I know just by looking at the way you walk.
You can tell, and I find that amazing how our bodies react to certain things. That's one of the issues. And the other thing that you're seeing a lot of is we're seeing, and the Kardashians, I don't know what to say about this, with the waist trainers, right? With almost them wearing the corsets. What's happening there?
So what waist trainers are, it's a take on the old fashioned version of like the Victorian corsets. What they do is after you wear them for a while, and you wear them to work out, you wear them around the house, it actually cinches in your waist. But in order to do that, all the organs that are inside, so your intestines, your stomach, your liver, they all have to shift in order to accommodate that smaller waist. The thing is, those waist trainers work, and that's one of the reasons they're so popular. But because of that, people can end up having digestive troubles. If your food and water can't move through your intestines properly, they're going to get backed up, and that can lead to bloating, which is contrary to what you want with waist training.
And you were saying too, if you have a cold, you're also affecting some of the
Exactly. So with a waist trainer, you can't breathe fully. You need to breathe through your diaphragm as well. So if you are wearing a waist trainer, you can't breathe properly, and you catch a cold, because your lungs aren't getting fully oxygenated, that kind of pulls up, and then that can lead to pneumonia. So you can end up in the hospital because of a waist trainer.
We're trying to get you away from that. You have some examples here of what we're seeing, what's good and what's bad. So take us through the table.
Yes. So when you look at a corset like this that fastens up in the bottom, there's no stretch to this. So this is one of the things that you definitely don't want to wear because there's no stretch. Then going over here, this is one that also has that corset, but there's a little bit of stretch, so now we're getting better. We go to something like your Spanx or your Shapers. These are ideal because they're stretchy, they provide a good level of compression.
So almost like a control top at the top?
Exactly, so that gives you that effect with your waist, and it can actually help reduce bloating, but you're not going to suffer any health consequences because of it. Now, if you really want to go the waist training route and minimize damage, then you can use something like this. So this wraps around your stomach, and that can cinch in your waist while still allowing you to breathe. So a lot of times people will see something like this with people working out at the gym.
Right.
Because there's a bit more stretch, this is better, but still not something that you need, because when you're using something like this, you can't engage your back muscles, and that can lead to back pain as well.
Right, and then you're weakening almost the muscles at the same time. They're not holding themselves together. They're relying on something like this to keep them
Exactly.
tight. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this for you is what you liked.
This is what I like. So instead of worrying about your waist being super small, you can fake it, and while you're wearing a belt, make it look like your waist is super small. So a belt like this that stretches yet has that corset effect, so you just buckle it in, and as you can see, just by wearing that, my waist looks a lot smaller, right? And this is comfortable. You can wear it all day and then take it off, and you don't have to worry about actually making your waist smaller.
That looks fantastic on you, by the way.
Thank you.
You know what, it's interesting, but you have to be incredibly careful because you are seeing damage, and you're seeing the clients that are in your office that are dealing with this. You can find out more information on your website, www.lizaegboga.com. Everything was listed on your screen. Thanks for the information and some great tips right here,
You're
too.
very
Appreciate
welcome.
it.